Updating of a firmware of Galileo Sky satellite monitoring terminal can be required for implementation of new functions inaccessible in the current version of the firmware, or when it is necessary to correct the errors revealed in the current version of the firmware. Usually, updating of the firmware causes no problems if all recommendations from the manual are followed. In case updating of the firmware of the terminal ended incorrectly, for example it doesn't connect via USB, there is no connection with the server, or it is not detected in configurator program, operation of the terminal can be restored. The current video manual describes the order of actions in the process of restoration of terminals operating by forced transfer to bootloader mode. For restoration of terminals operation by forced transfer to bootloader mode, you need two direct current power supplies with a range of operating voltage or a two-channel power supply, Windows-based computer with the installed program of configuration of Galileo Sky terminals configurator, and mini USB cable. First of all, discharge the internal battery of the terminal, disconnect the external power supply and wait for a shutdown of LED indication. In order to transfer the terminal to a bootloader mode, connect it to a power supply source in accordance with the scheme that is displayed. Apply the positive side of power supply 7V to discrete analog inputs of the terminal. Connect the terminal to a computer via mini USB cable. Apply operating voltage of the power supply to the positive input of the terminal. Run configurator program and select one of firmware versions from the list. Wait for the beginning of upgrading process and switch off voltage of 7V. Wait for a completion of the copying process and resetting of the terminal. After updating, the terminal will automatically restore all settings which the terminal had before a new firmware loading. Make sure that the firmware was updated and configuration was saved. Firmware updating of Galileo Sky terminal is completed, operating is restored, the terminal is ready for use.